Happy Juneteenth. What a great day, and how exciting that we now honor it loudly and federally, and I guess not federally, but at least state-wise. I've been doing a lot of public speaking of late, and I'm having a fatigue with words. I love to write and I like to speak, but sometimes I just start to distrust them, the stream of them coming at us all the time. The news, the novels, the sound bites, all of them pulling us from just being. Not unconnected, this week, Bishop Gates wrote the diocese and quoted Catherine Meeks, who's the director of the Absalom Jones Center for Racial Healing. Her blog this week had a startling headline, "Stop Praying." But then, underneath the headline, it continued, "Stop praying until you are willing to act." That's right, I think. It's become too easy to say, "You're in our thoughts and prayers." Too easy to say, "Dear God, please fix the gun situation in the United States." Too easy to say, "Dear God, please fix the racial inequity in our country." Too easy. We have to do things. Protest, give money, write leaders, run buybacks, destroy old weapons, have conversations, stop traffic. We have to do things. So yes, words. I'm having an exhaustion with words. So this sermon is going to be short, and I'm hoping we can all just sit in silence together for a little bit at the end. My first thought about this reading is how the people in the reading are afraid of Jesus' power, and the people of our age are afraid of this reading. We don't like to talk about the devil. Recently, I heard a bishop from England speaking about his frustration that the church now soft pedals everything supernatural in Christianity. He said there was a convention about angels run mostly by people who make the little clay figurines that people keep on their mantles. And a word went out to all the bishops and priests of the diocese asking if someone would come speak about angels, and no one would. He said if the leaders of our church no longer believe that there's anything that can't be data-driven, how can we possibly be saved by the good news of Christianity? The world of God is filled with mystery, with things seen and unseen, with moments that have nothing to do with scientifically provable data. Even if we can't believe in devil possession, we need to believe that Jesus does. It was a construct of the time. He believes in the devil, and he believes that he can drive the devil out, for he believes that love is stronger than anything else. Martin Luther King said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." Jesus believed that evil could be driven out by love. And indeed, there was some force field of love around Jesus so strong that the tortured young man ended up sitting calmly at his feet. My second thought is about the people's fear. It is, I believe, a life lesson for us that these people have Jesus in front of them, and all they feel is terror. In face of this shining example of love, all they want is for him to go away. You have ears, but you do not hear. You have eyes, but you do not see. It is right in front of you. Love heals. Love heals. It's the only thing that ever has. We should remember that for everyone who left their flocks and their nets to follow Jesus, there were so many people who ran away from him, who chased him from their town, or politely asked him to leave, or just went back to their to-do lists. Don't let us be those people. Don't turn from the power of God. When you see God's healing power, run towards it, proclaim it, recognize it. I'm listening to a wonderful book by Tish Harrison Warren called Prayer in the Night, for those who weep, work, or watch. It is wonderful. I highly recommend it. In one part of the book, she talks about bird watching. She talks about how as she ages, bird watchers have gone from people she thinks are really weird to people she really honors. She's moved by their patient waiting, by their knowledge and their stillness. She talks about the notes they write up and share often in the newspaper about just what they have seen, their encounters with birds. Her musings set off mine about the power of waiting and watching. It made me have a new vision of the church, where people come here to share their God watching. They stand up and say, "This week I spotted God when," and then they tell about the glory they encountered, a sunset, a visit with a dying friend, a bad encounter with a teenager that ended with mutual apologies, the random and salvific kindness of a stranger. What would the world be like, if she asks, if we were on a lookout for God like the birders? The people of Jesus' time go to the synagogue that week and recount everything they saw, the wonder of it, being face to face with so much beauty. Imagine if they said, "Yesterday I saw a man banish evil with love. We were up on a hill and this crazy man I know from town was there, raging as usual. And then this man Jesus, he yelled at the devil to come out of the man, and all of a sudden the man fell down and the herd of swine up ahead suddenly ran over the hills and went off the cliff. And that man, who I've seen again and again in my life, wild and raging, was left quiet and centered. And it was so beautiful. And it was God. And I saw it." Yesterday was Bridge Boston's graduation. We have a tradition where instead of having one graduation speaker, everyone in the class writes one paragraph. Collectively, they tell the story of their journey at Bridge: friendships, field trips, academic projects, memories. I'm always moved by it, by the power of them all together creating something strong. I have one student who did not actually graduate because he failed the majority of his classes. I'm not clear if he's going to repeat 8th grade or do summer school somewhere, but I am clear that he wrote the most powerful part of the graduation speech. It read as follows: "Over the last 10 years at Bridge, I have learned and loved and grown. I have had bad anger issues. Many aided me in my journey to be able to calm myself down, and now I can. I wanted to be able to tolerate negative emotions, and now I can. All of this is due to the resilience taught me in beautiful, wonderful, and unwavering ways by teachers like Miss Jasmine and Miss Nunu. My time here has always been beautiful. I can't quite describe how I love this child and believe in him and worry about him. I have known him for 10 years, since he was 4 years old, and the power of his transformation has been a healing. Love heals. That's the lesson for today. It is transformative. I pictured Jesus as living so close to God that the love just beamed off of him, and it healed, quieted, centered people when they came near him. The only question is, are we watching or are we running away from this kind of love? Be like the birder and watch and remember and speak it. Amen.